It's definitely a big game for both teams. First in the group or elimination. So CBLOL, Brazil in the history. They finished last in their groups last year in play-ins, the year before that as well. The year before that, in 2017, they actually managed to get out of groups, but they did lose the playoffs match into the group stage.
Fenerbahce, 1907.
Yeah.
One of the best names ever, by the way. Let's turn our attention to the draft, and we'll carry on with that INTZ story in just a moment there, Kadril. I have a quick stat for you, as you may be aware. There is a holy trinity of picks here in the play-in stage. Orianna, Ornn, and Graves, all three of which 100% win rate.
Okay.
7-0 Orianna, 6-0 Ornn, 6-0 Graves. So let's see if either of his teams can get their hands on them and whether or not INTZ can maybe use one of these power picks to pop off. And there's one of them already banned out.
That's a Graves ban on the side of Broxah. It's a good choice, I think. So looking at the first pick Orianna, I think first pick Ornn, something like this is definitely the prio here. Maybe Ashe as well. They're the three main picks. It depends on the last ban coming out from the side of Team Liquid. They could ban away the Ornn if they want to. I mean, 100% win rate.
What do you think about them for first pick worthy? You know, when we look at the fact that a couple junglers are banned out, the Volibear top lane is gone, and Orianna's going to be one of them.
Yeah, Envy's been a really good Orianna player. It's been banned away against him in some of the other playing games, so not surprised to see that one picked up. Now, does Broxah go for the Lilia? Do they go for something like the Ashe? Do they go for something like the Rakan, which they've been blinding, but the Twitch is down, so it's not as effective. I would expect Broxah to play something more like Lee Sin. It's definitely his comfort, even though they're not denying it from Shinny. I think it's one of his most comfortable champions, but they are going to go for the Lilia, so I think that's the first time we're going to see Broxah on Lilia. And Lilia as a champ, it has like a 95% presence rate at World's Play-ins.
Significantly less.
But it only has one win.
One win, four losses.
I think 5 losses after that last game.
That's correct, yeah.
So 20% win rate for Lilia. So let's see if... I mean, looking at stats alone, 20% win rate Lilia and 100% Orianna. So INTZ favored by stats.
Mathematically, 1 win, 5 losses is 1-6. I believe it's 17.5% win rate.
Oh, it's 1-6, is it?
Yes. Well, 6 games played, 1 win, 5 losses.
Oh, quick math.
Yes, this is another 7th.
Okay, you got me there.
Dude.
There's the Ashe as well. Very strong champ.
surprise.
Yeah, so expecting INTZ here to respond with... Could go for like the Ornn. They're going to go for the set flex, it seems. So they're probably picking up their AD carry as well then, because picking the Ornn with the set wouldn't make too much sense. So they are going to go for Senna as well. So the set flex into the bot side, set jungle, set top is debatable. I wouldn't expect it too much. So let's see what Team Liquid pick up here. They could go for a really strong support with Ashe, or they could just pick up the top lane Ornn as well, which is still open, which I'm kind of surprised that no one's picked it just yet.
Would you prefer to see the Ornn right now?
Well, you can invest 2 top bans, regardless. It's top or support, right? You can invest bans into either of them. I think mid lane can be safe for last pick, so I don't really need to pick it on 3 unless you're looking at something like a Syndra to match the Orianna. But it looks like Jensen can go 4-5. Don't really need to pick mid just yet. There's lots of mids open, so he's fine with that. Pick the Thresh, ban away 2 supports. I think they're in a really good spot.
So no wins secured yet for that Thresh during the play-ins, but only 5% pick rate thus far. Tom Kench, first champion to be banned away, followed up by the Maud. If the Mordekaiser is banned out and we potentially have another top lane, does this indicate to you what could be the top lane pick? Do you think you'd want to see an Ornn adding into the composition here from Team Liquid, or what direction do you want them to go? Yeah,
Team Liquid has really good engage right now. They have the Ashe, the Thresh, really good pick potential as well. So I'm expecting some kind of tank for them in the top side. Nautilus gets banned away, so that's 2 supports with the Thresh ban. Let's see what they ban last for the side of INTZ. They do have to blind pick top, so Mordekaiser ban. I'm expecting another top ban. They are going to ban away the Ornn. So the 2 tops that are mainly open right now, we're looking at Renekton, we're looking at Camille. So I'm expecting TL to pick their mid now and then just counter pick top, because obviously they first picked Orianna. There's no mid bans invested into the side of Jensen, so he has a whole heap of choices that he wants to go for. But the Lucian's open. We've got the Syndra as well.
When you have an Ashe mid and the Lily in the jungle, you've got a pretty good mixed damage profile thus far already.
Yep.
So is the comfort level, or is there more options available to you? And Jensen's Twisted Fate has been banned so often in the LCS. It was open during the beginning stages of play-ins, and that's a very quick lock-in here.
I think that's super, super good. If you ban away like the Mordekaiser Ornn, you're looking at a split push top here, like the Renekton, like the Camille, things like this. So the TF kind of negates that very well, especially with a counter pick top. So that gives lots of options to TL. They do have a lot of stacked CC, so Merc Treads is very valuable for the side of INTZ in terms of efficiency, but good draft so far. They need to round it out with a sort of a team fight or a split pushing AD top. So they are going to take away the Camille. So maybe a Renekton for the side of TL could really work really well, I think. If you play TF Renekton over side, shuts down the Camille. So the set looks like it's going bot. So are they going to pick their jungler or their support here?
What makes you think it's going bot? What indicates that to you?
Well, there's quite a few jungle bans, not too many. It depends what Shinny wants to pick up here. He could go for something like the Gragas if he wants to put the set into bot side, but set into Thresh, I don't think it's the best matchup. So they are going to go for the Alistar. So it's going to be the first set jungle game we've seen in Plains, I believe.
Yes, I believe so too. And this will round out the team composition here for INTZ. Do or die. Win this game, and you have a tie-breaker scenario with Mad Lions to make it into group.
I like
Lose this game, and INTZ go home winless from the 2020 World Championship. Alistair was the last lock-in, and we're going to figure out what that final 80 top
they
is.
go for Renekton.
Will be the Renekton.
Yeah.
So let's zoom out. Tell me what both of these team compositions want to do.
So you have the TF, you have the Renekton, that's a 1-3-1 right there. The Ashe Thresh is going to have really good mid-prio, they have good engage, they can move to sides. So the only thing I don't like about INTZ's comp is Camille is kind of countered by Renekton. On top of that, you've got the globals as well from the side of TF. You have already jungle prio. So it's going to be a bit difficult for the side of INTZ. They need to get this Camille rolling. They need to get the Orianna rolling as well. I think they have their bot lane's going to get pushed in most of this game. Senna Alistar into Ashe Thresh. I don't expect them to ever really get the push. So I'm favoring TL on the Drake side. I'm favoring TL on the Herald side. Level 6s, they're definitely going to come online. But it's all on Shinny. Can Shinny unlock Envy, basically? That's how we're going to focus on this game, I believe. So if Shinny can early gank mid, we've seen it so much to set mid ganks. Try to get Jensen's flash early, make sure he's under tower, and then try to get Envy around the map so that when Jensen pops the ult, he can respond. I
mean, Orianna is currently 100% win rate. Let's see whether or not this mid-jungle duo from INTZ can work out. The coaches will shake hands for what could be the last group stage game for both teams. That's right, COVID-approved fist bump instead. And I'm going to go back to what you were saying, Kadril. You were reminding all the viewers that the CB LOL and the Brazilian representatives have failed to make it out of play-ins. Last year, they lost the tiebreaker game and were eliminated. 2018, lost the tiebreaker game in groups, eliminated. 2017, they won that tiebreaker game, but then ended up losing to 1907 Fenerbahce.
3 tiebreakers in a row they've had in the last 3 years. So if history is bound to repeat itself, I'm expecting a 4th tiebreaker, which means INC is going to win this game. And their draft's not too bad. I think that they have really good efficiency towards itemization against the comp of Team Liquid. Lots of stuns on Team Liquid, lots of CC, lots of point-and-click abilities. So QSS, Cleanse, all these Merc Treads, Tenacity, just stack it up.
And of course, for the fans and for the game, Team Liquid, if they win this, they guarantee groups. They will top the group 4-0. And the next match between Legacy and Supermassive will determine the 2nd and 3rd seed. Mad Lions will then inadvertently be locked into 4th as they were able to pick up that single win against INTZ. A lot on the line. 2 games or 0 for the tiebreakers. And as you've alluded to already, Kadril, looking towards what Shinny and Envy can do, mid-jungle duo in the early stages, whether or not that combination can unlock some play. And I think importantly, keep Jensen under some pressure. He's on that Twisted Fate. He's got the Unsealed Cell.
Is that a Phase Rush Alistar? No Aftershock? Okay, so he's definitely going in and he's going out this time, it seems. So normally with Alistar, you kind of go in, you pop the Aftershock, you're really tanky, probably Unbreakable Will as well, and you're really, really, really big frontline for your team. But with the Phase Rush, he's probably comboing in and running away.
I mean, does that indicate to you a playstyle choice that INTZ are going to be looking to make plays, looking to find picks with that type of option?
Well, it tells me that he's looking for fast trades in bot. He's going to combo in and run away as fast as he can. Senna can get the Q, a quick auto attack. Don't think they're ever going to go for these huge all-ins early game, at least before he's level 6. So TL, I definitely favor their bot and top. Their side lanes should have really good push. Broxa is looking for the level 1 invade, which INTZ is reading really well. We've seen Lilias do this all the time. Invade the Raptors, get level 2, stop the enemy jungle from getting red. And Shinny Envy needs to run back here because there's going to be a fight over this.
All right, the sweeper has just gone out. Brambleback spawns. Redbird, Shinny and Mikal.
They're rushing down the red buff.
Waiting in the wings now. Red buff is being rushed, as you mentioned. 800 hit points. Smite will be available in just a moment, and it should be secured, and it is. That's the force back from Broxa. Who's headbutted, and TL going to make it to lane.
It's not the end of the world. You're playing set. Raptors isn't really in your first clear. It's normally sort of level 3, level 4 you're looking at Raptors unless you want to go towards top side and leave them up. So Broxa does take away the Raptors. He does go to his own Raptors as well. So good camp lead for Broxa. It's not the end of the world for Shinny. He'll still get level 3. He'll be around the top side, but this bot matchup's going to be really rough for INTZ. Double ranged into Alistar. It's going to get pushed in a lot. They can stack waves whenever they want, but Broxa is going to clear top camps, move back towards the bot side, so Impact is going to have to play on his own after Broxa's done on the top side.
Well, I think if you're a Renekton, you don't mind that too much in the grand scheme of things, especially up against the early levels there in the Camille.
Yeah, and Envy should have some mid push here. He doesn't have the cleanse, so he is a bit vulnerable to ganks. I feel like they have both sides pushing in for INTZ, so Envy really needs to try and keep the push, try and get vision in the enemy jungle to try and spot out Broxa. But if Core JJ and Tactical can keep moving towards mid and Impact can as well, then Jensen should be able to get the push. So we'll have to see how they play around the waves in the early game.
I mean, when you talk about the impact that Tactical has had especially during the Plains group stage. It has been phenomenal. We caught a glimpse there of Impact, the wave pushing very heavily towards him as he took a tactical sweep to the face. And now we catch a brief glimpse here of Envy also shoving this wave in. So Camille and the Orianna having an early impact, but the one thing to call out when we're looking through all the lanes is the fact that with that double ranged and the fact that Mikau and Redbird were a little late to lane, remember, after the shenanigans?
Yep.
19 CS to 6. I believe there is a number of minions pushing under that tower, so we need to track how many Mikau is losing.
Yeah, he's down 10 CS at least for now because it looks like Tactical's pushing the wave. They're going to contest this crab. Shinny doesn't have the bleed use on the crab. He does take it. Looks like it's going to be a fight.
All right, Cordia Jane Tactical first to move. They are going to be now surrounded. That's
first.
a route onto Tactical. He's locked up. The play will buy some time. Teleport coming in from INTZ. Shinny with a fantastic pullback. First blood secured by INTZ. Tactical is flashless, healless, and he is in so much trouble. One last auto, and Tay picks it up. Shinny unlocking the lead for INTZ.
And that's the early jungle mid prior we talked about in the draft, right? Orianna has the push. She moves first. Shinny, level 3 on the set, is much stronger than Broxa. Broxa is going to spike towards the Runic Echoes, so Shinny identifying it really well. I like that INTZ bot dropped bot waves. They kind of gave up a lot of CS just so they could match Tactical and Core JJ on this collapse. They fight over the crab and the TP from Tay. He's going to lose a few creeps, but if you watch that again, I think Shinny does have his E coming up soon. He used it on the crab to get the armor off, and then Shinny's running at him because he knows Envy's here first. Envy with the prio comes in. We can see the bot lane from ITZ reacts really well. The TP's coming as well, so Shinny with this flash E was really, really game-changing. Gets the double stun, Tactical has no flash, and then Tay takes him down, and now Tay has a kill, so doesn't make his matchup as hard. He did lose a few creeps, but that's a really big play for ITZ in the early game, especially with the comp they're running.
Unbelievable. And also, again, indicates, look, the willingness to throw that teleport so quickly from Tay joining the fight, and the fact that Envy and Shinny had, started to make the move first. It indicates the plan. Jensen finishes the TP. He's flashless, and the Hex Flash comes in from Shinny. Needs to be able to land the full combo. Jensen's out of range, out of vision, and the gold card will connect. Now, Impact making his way with the help of Broxa as well. Envy's bitten off more than he can chew. Impact turns his attention to Shinny, and just like that, Team Liquid find themselves a counter.
Good response from Impact. Broxa was quite far away. I think he just about finished the Krug camp, ran down, and Impact with the TP. He responds really well. Doesn't pick up anything, but the fact that he TP'd meant that Envy couldn't run towards mid, so that means he did die. So lots of trading in mid. Envy doesn't have to flash, so I don't think he's going to be able to kill him. Oh, that was earlier on, sorry. So that's how both flashes in mid were traded. But Tay does have the top push, so not a bad kill in general. Impact did have to use his TP, so that means the Dragon is kind of freed up a bit more. You don't really have to be scared of the TP when you start the Dragon for this side of ITZ.
Oh man, what a crazy start to this game. It could be the last regularly scheduled ones here in the group stage, of course. TL, win and you're in. Groups, end of story, and INTZ are eliminated. For INTZ, win, and both teams will be playing a tiebreaker game. One for first place and one for their tournament lives. Envy has still got a small CS advantage, and the wave is currently sitting on his side of the rift, so this will be a little bit more difficult for Jensen until he can reset it and get it under the town. Brox are currently shadowing south, but look at this, Core JJ making his way up as well.
That's the bot power we talked about before. So Core JJ is around. He has no flash. It's basically a hook over the wall, but I think if Envy stands in the creeps and keeps the wave under his tower, he should be fine. Core JJ looks like he's going to base for some pinks, pick up some vision, and then maybe he's going to hold hands with Broxa again, come back down and try to get some deep pinks on their bot side, because TL needs to use his bot power early. They need to look for Drakes. I think Shinny kind of identified that going towards Drake is not really an option for them. The bot push is too much. Not sure if he's going to show here, but are they looking for a top dive? There's no TP, but Tay is level 6, so he can drop the tower aggro.
Impact does have access to his flash for the time being, and I don't think Shinny's shown at all. So Tay will be happy just to put some pressure. Impact playing so respectful.
Yeah, I think he's trying to soak the XP and get to level 6, and then he should be able to hold the tower dive 1v2. He's probably very close, so good respect from Impact there. He is going to spot Shinny, so that could give Broxa the information to start Dragon.
I mean, you can feel the tension, right? And I really like seeing Impact backing away instantly, recognizing there was the potential threat. While this is going on, by the way, take a look at the minimap. Broxa invading to steal away this red buff. Hasn't pushed too much vision deep into the territory, and Redbird will be backing away and think he'll just spot Broxa taking that blast cone over the wall. So we'll be fully aware the red buff is stolen. Shinny arrives, and he's definitely a sad panda. That control ward is just taken out there inside.
Out,
that's the flash, the engage, the headbutt pulverized, gold card comes out, the unbreakable.
The phase rush, baby.
Phase rush does it for Redbird.
That was a good response from Redbird. Instantly flashed in as if Envy goes for the fight, but Broxa has taken away so many camps from Shinny. You can see the CS on both junglers. Shinny just needs to get some more XP, but that's huge for the side of INTZ, sorry. Now Jensen is down around 20 CS. He's not going to lose a plate, but Envy's online.
That is fantastic from Redbird. And I love that just 5 minutes ago we talked about the playstyle, the mentality.
Yeah.
Now you see the phase rush. It works out. But
The
I think more importantly, the heads up, the ability to roam and be there in position, and then the instantaneous reaction to force the flash after the shockwave.
Yeah, and when you push in bot waves, you have windows of opportunity, right? When the wave crashes, you can move towards mid, or you can base and run towards top for the Herald and stuff like this. So I think Redbird, that was his only real window to get towards mid because of the bot push, and he punishes it so well, instantly reacts and gets the kill. So Herald's on the cards. We'll see what ITZ want to do about that. Looks like Mikau is running towards mid. Nope, he's gone back to bot side.
Well, it's really important to focus on the CS differences, of course, because of the pressure that Tactical and CoreJJ have been able to have throughout the first 8 minutes of laning. They've built up nearly a 30 CS advantage, right?
Yep.
Which is gigantic at this stage in the game. Now, conversely, it's 16 CS difference between Envy's Orianna and Jensen's Twisted Fate. And I think the early levels of the Orianna, especially trading with a passive into TF, is really difficult to deal with. But then add on to that the 3 assists, the roams that we've seen from Envy. We just saw again Tay and Shinny moving into Team Liquid's jungle. There's an even gold game, despite there being 2 kills in the advantage for ITZ.
I like the decision making by ITZ here. They drop the Herald, they go back bot, try to push it in, get some plates perhaps, and deny some waves. Just recover the CS. I mean, they have Orianna and Senna both sitting on the tier, so you don't really want to look for these 9-10 minute fights, level 6 spikes when you have a tier or your goddess on both your carries. So good identification by them. Shinny should move towards the bot side, try to cross map it. Try to get the Dragon, some setup towards there, but Tactical should be back in time to catch the wave, so they won't lose too much on the side of TL.
All right, but they will get that Rift Herald unlocked. So where does Broxah want to use this? It's a 400 gold deficit for now, and Mikau will be able to pick up that first plate with the help of Redbird, ushering in a minion wave. They start to back away. And just take a look at the wards as well, inside the red buff on Team Liquid. A little bit of deep vision there from the side of ITZ. They've replaced the control ward inside that Dragon pit. And I know Dragon has been a point of contention. The fact that Tactical and CoreJJ have had such dominance in control. Headbutt, pulverize, and instantly running away. That was that quick combo that you were talking about, Cadril. But look at the support. I didn't even see Shinny and Envy. They make their way down. The shockwave catches Tactical, but here comes the Destiny and the gate. CoreJJ connects the death sentence, and Envy is sentenced to death. It ends up being just a kill to Team Liquid. The response was fantastic.
Yeah, and ITZ, they did have good mid jungle prior. They moved towards bot side. Broxah responds by coming through lane, and Jensen just ults in. So no matter what, when you go for these plays, it's going to be a 4v4 if you don't know where the enemy jungle is, and they have TF. So not the greatest of plays. They didn't get a kill on the side of TL, but they got both their flashes in bot lane. So if they can punish that later on, that'll be big. But Envy does die for that, and maybe TL can look at something like a Dragon here, but Tay is moving towards mid. He has TP as well.
Oh, this is a little scary.
A bit of a risky TP.
Yeah, teleport will conclude. Jensen and Broxah back away instantly. It does feel like if Team Liquid wanted to go for the Dragon, they have the tools to do so, right? You know, they've got the ability to shove out the waves. They've got the ability when Jensen has the Destiny available for some additional info. They're not pulling the trigger yet. And look, they're ahead in gold despite being behind in kills.
Yeah.
And I think that is a testament to their farming ability, their mechanical ability, and the response to the pressure they're under.
But Broxah hasn't responded with the Dragon in the first 10 minutes. I think now they won't really have much Dragon pressure. I like the way Envy and Shinny were playing the map. Even though Envy did die on that dive, they finally got the bot push for Mikau and Redbird, and they wanted to keep it. So going towards bot side was really big, as Broxah finds Tay on the recall.
Chase him down. No,
he's going to Herald top here, so Impact is going to get really strong. He's already leveled up. He's got a 10 CS lead. Tay won't be able to catch his wave, and he's just going to have to give up the tower. I think Impact's going to be really strong after getting so much gold.
Well, with the help of Shelly on
Envy's
the group, it's not going to be able to kill the tower just yet. Envy's response has been quick. Envy's been very mobile around the map. I think you have to credit the fact that he's roamed bot multiple times, now roamed top. He's still ahead in CS. So huge kudos here to this Orianna.
Yep.
And it is the Orianna and the set combination that we were talking about that needs to do big things here for ITZ. But they are starting to fall behind. Is the Dragon and the threat, the looming threat of the Soul, enough to counterbalance the 1200 gold lead that Team Liquid are in?
I wouldn't say so. Looking at the champions, gold on the side of Renekton and TF is a huge, huge deal. If they can get the 2-3 item spikes, play over sides, then you're under so much map pressure. So being able to get the 3rd and 4th Drake might be difficult for ITZ when both their sides are getting pushed in, and they can't really answer it. So TL's definitely in a good spot. Envy did drop a mid-wave, so he could defend that top tower, but it did go down in the end. So Impact does get the solo gold. They're looking for another dive here. He could flash behind them. He has the ult. Envy's looking again with the roams, like you said, but Broxah is here to respond, and Impact and Jensen have TP.
ITZ may be learning from that play as well. They looked like they were going to go in, decided to not pull the trigger. I was looking at the minimap to see around vision or warding if they'd spotted something to indicate maybe, you know, Jensen could arrive. But keep in mind, Jensen and Impact both have teleports. So they could have joined that fight. Tay does have his TP available as well. And as we're now moving towards that 15-minute mark, that gold lead is ballooning. 2,000 for Team Liquid. Blade of the Ruined King picked up for Impact. Rod of Ages for Jensen. And it's just thrift shopping. Other than the Manamune, it is still elements of the first big purchase for ITZ.
That Blade of the Ruined King on Impact is huge. 12 minutes in, 13 minutes in, he has a Blade of the Ruined King and a Ruby Crystal. He has the boots. So over side, he's probably he's gonna beat Camille really hard. So Tay is looking to catch some mid waves. He really needs that Triforce and Death Dance before he can really start to answer the Renekton. I think it's quite favorable for the Renekton this matchup, especially. So Tay using the sweeper there to see if Broxo is around, but he's going to catch the wave on the tower. Jensen has the TF ult, so if he gets one wave mid push and moves top side, I think Impact and Jensen could dive Tay on this top tower, but Plating's going to fall. I think bot side is definitely where they want to focus.
Take a look at the summoner spells as well. Jensen swapped over to the Ignite Flash. There was a number of pings on the ward immediately behind Mikau and Redbert in that bottom lane. You can see them going again. Multiple pings there from the Team Liquid side. Impact, he's ducked into the Fog of War after pushing the top lane.
Good vision.
And Team Liquid are aware that either something could happen or potentially trying to set something up, as Shinny and Envy have walked straight over a ward from TL. So Team Liquid fully aware of what's happening, and I think they're trying to play bait.
Yeah, that ward in the river is huge, and Shinny and Envy kind of need to do this. Impact has TP, Jensen has the ult, so if they're the ones to react to the play, they're always going to lose. So they're always trying to be the first ones. As Shinny gets drowsy, the TPs are coming in as well.
Shockwave is still available for Envy. He hasn't pulled the trigger. That's a headbutt coming out. Redbird's going to look for the Pulverize, knocks up Core JJ, but Shinny's already dead. Here comes Tay. He manages to pick up Broxer. Impact has joined the fray in the fight, and that Blade of the Ruined King is wrecking Tay and Redbird's HP. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
It's a 1-for-1. Both tops use TP, both tops use ult, both tops use flash. They both get a kill as well, so they trade 1-for-1 overall. As Mikau and Tactical trading on here.
Yeah, Tactical's going to be so much happier in terms of this fight. No
Might
flash
have flash.
available to him. Here comes the Destiny. Gold card, insta-cleanse, doesn't matter. Jensen gets the kill.
Yeah, and you saw on top of your screen that the platings. TL with 8 and ITZ with only 2, so you can see that in the gold as well. 3,000 gold lead for the side of TL, and the gold's on the people that you want, right? You have the gold on the TF, you have the gold on the Renekton as well, especially with that first blood tower and that kill. So TL, this 1-3-1 comp's going to be so strong, and Shinny walks into river. Roxel uses the ult, and then TL just collapsed first. Core JJ is there first to respond. Double TPs come in, and Roxel does flash away in the end, but Tay chases him down. The Sentinel tries to come out to help it out, but both AD carries weren't really in this fight. It was more of a 4v4 in the end. It was an even trade for both teams, but Mikau dying on the back end of that fight was not good.
No, it absolutely wasn't. From the perspective of Team Liquid, however, this is exceptional. Look at the total gold in this game.
Yeah.
Impact, Jensen, Tactical Broxer, and then Tay, Envy, Mikau. This is a team that's 3,000 gold up at 15.5 minutes. With a victory here, Team Liquid are guaranteed to go to the group stage, and they've just looked very clean. They've, you know, responded well to what Shinny and Envy have been doing. Impact has played so respectfully. Every time we look up here, Cadril, if there's any potential threat, it feels like Impact is just backing away and he's not exposing himself to that extra risk.
Yeah, he identifies the weak side really well. He knows that Team Liquid have full dragon control, and if vision can work in two ways, right? You can either get the vision and see them on the wards and you know where they are, or if you don't see them on the wards, you know they're on the opposite side of the map. So TL with his bot side vision, no one's in bot lane, no one's walking to river, so Impact identifies that. He realizes he's weak side, give up the tower, trade it for the bot tower, and we'll get a Drake as well. So net advantage for the side of TL. And the gold lead is still even. It's about 3,000 gold that we've seen across the last couple of minutes. And when this 1-3-1 gets online, I'm going to be a bit worried for ITZ. When Impact's on the top side, Jensen the bot side, stuff like this, and Tactical and Core JJ are pushing in mid waves.
When it's online, are you not worried now already?
Well, the lane assignments don't really make it super online right now. I think when Tactical takes over mid and Impact takes over the side with Jensen, I think that's where ITZ are going to struggle, because they don't have huge forms of engage. They have Tay, who'll be on a side lane, who does have decent engage, but it's mainly Shinny and Envy that I'm looking at alongside Redbird. So they need to look to catch out TL on mid, or try to kind of match the global plays that they can make with the TF ult. So here we see Tactical going towards mid. Jensen has moved to the bot side, so now the 1-3-1 is online.
It's just such a difficult situation here for ITZ. They're behind in gold, now they're behind in control on the map. As you mentioned, that 1-3-1 enabled for Team Liquid. They're continuing to accelerate ahead. And for ITZ, their entire tournament life is on the line, and the CB LOL Brazilian fans are very outspoken. And this is a fan base that I've personally been interacting with and talking about Because, you know, I remember the golden era where ITZ, when they were playing with Revolta, when they did pick up a win against EDG. It's been such a long time.
Oh,
now it
Broxa.
looks like Tay's going to be making a play here onto Broxa. The Dawning Shadow will help out, get the assist.
That was illegal.
And that was just an easy pickup onto Broxa, being caught out of position.
Yeah, going for the red buff when your mid wave is contested. I mean, Tay didn't have to catch bot wave, so he moved towards the red and just caught Broxa out. That was a slightly illegal play, but it's not the end of the world for TL. Impact's pushing in top. Jensen did crash the bot wave, so they don't really get anything out of it. So when you get kills normally throughout the game, you really want to look for resources, whether it's neutral objectives, whether it's towers, maybe some vision, but
there's nothing to fight for right now.
Exactly. You can see TL's vision on the bot side of the map is crystal clean.
So we know Team Liquid, they can set up this 1-3-1 and Impact. A little advantage will get pulled backwards by the Shockwave, manages to slice and dice and Ruthless Predator into Envy's face. Not a huge loss.
Herald bot.
With the help of Herald, this will pick up the second time of the game for ITZ. How do they disrupt this 1-3-1 and how do they claw back the gold deficits?
So the first one is punishing mistakes. If TL do overstep like Broxa did there, that's a really good opening point because you can, when you get the kill, you can start pushing out waves and it's obviously a number advantage. And playing over sides is what you need to do. Jensen's on bot side and Impact's on top, so you don't really have to be scared of catching top waves if you're ITZ. Jensen can't port all the way across the map. It's mainly mid that you need to focus on. So Tay is doing really well to push out bot, move towards mid, so it's always a 4v4 if Jensen does decide to join. So that's basically how they want to play it. Make sure they can keep contesting mid waves, and if they can do that, they can keep contesting vision.
And when I look at Tay, he's currently 3-0, got the Trinity Force completed, got the Tiamat completed as well, and currently looking to be the shining light here on the side of ITZ. He's found himself Jensen, but Core JJ is coming to back up. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow did not find a target. Fantastic death sentence over the wall. Now Tay's running for his life and he's downed. Cast a Curse of Note, just as I was praising him. I was talking about the impact he could have on a side lane. The support from TL, they hide in the shadows and they punish him.
The weak side police claims another victim again, so TL collapsed really well. Tay didn't really identify that it was weak side. The bot wave was crashing on his tower. I thought he could catch Jensen there on the recall, but he didn't really have the damage. He missed the hook shot, so look at top side. That's where INTZ are kind of focusing their resources. Tay shouldn't have really died there, but they are going to crash some top waves. Maybe they can get some deep vision. We're seeing the pinks come across, so not bad overall, but that kill is going to make him lose a lot of waves and bot tier too.
Kadrill, is it fair to say that Tay was caught by the weak side police while Impact has respected the rules of the weak side police?
He has respected the law.
Not yet been fined, not yet broken the law that the weak side police are currently enforcing. And that's why this lead is ballooning. Look, it was dropping, it was 3K, it dropped to 2, now it's up to 4 and a bit. And Team Liquid are just in control. Once a 1-3-1 is able to set up and push those lanes down, you have to find a way to disrupt it, to find either a kill on a side lane or prevent them setting up because it's so oppressive.
Yeah, mid lane is the key focus in a 1-3-1 comp. If TL can have mid prio and Ashe and Thresh can keep these waves on the tower and they have the push on both sides, then TL's kind of unleashed on the map. They can get vision wherever they want. They can start forcing neutral objectives. So ITZ need to crack it open. They need to force a play mid, try to catch someone on side, and then start to contest the vision. But see Tay again, he can't really walk into his own jungle.
Nope, it's not his jungle anymore. It's not his rift. In fact, it's not INTZ's half of the map either. And by the way, Jensen, Lichbane completed. The Roa is nearly fully stacked right now. 3, 1, and 2, despite falling behind a significant amount of CS in the early stage of the game. He's just found such a gigantic impact. He's held down the mid, he's roamed as and when appropriate, and right now he's playing this bottom lane pressure, and they've already taken that inner turret.
Yeah, but TL, they need to try and speed up the game a little bit more. The Dragon is coming up in 10 seconds. That means it'll be the second one, so it's going to be 10 minutes roughly before they get the Infernal Soul. And you can see on the side of INTZ, the Seraphs is online, the Mirror Mana is coming across from Mikau, so the scaling on INTZ is not bad actually. When Camille gets the Death Stance, Orianna gets the Rabadons, they're going to be really strong in fights. So TL, I like the fact they're going for mid here. Just keep trying to pressure and pressure and pressure, because the only way TL can really start forcing your inhibs is with Baron. They can't really do it otherwise, because INTZ are playing the map well. Just keep trading vision topside, try to back off, and just keep respecting it a little bit more, because TL don't have too many options right now.
Okay, well, TL will take that Dragon. It's the Infernal secured. No pressure here from INTZ. As far as vision is concerned, INTZ very, very, very afraid of Baron.
Yep.
You can see that ring of wards around the Baron pit. And that's exactly what Kadrill was just talking about. Unlock Baron, and that's how Team Liquid can unlock the inhibitor.
Exactly. TL's way to unlock this game is Baron. So if INTZ can just keep farming, catching waves, and just try to answer any Baron starts or Baron threats, then they're not in the worst position. The scaling's pretty good. It's still only a 3,500 gold lead, so it's not the end of the world. So just try keeping up, try keep up the farm, and if they can find mistakes, just punish them.
It's so much more difficult because of the goal deficit, but it is not yet impossible.
Exactly.
Is what we're looking at. And I think as well...
This is exactly what I like to see. Envy pushes in top wave, runs bot, so now he's shadowing Tay. So if Impact does go for the 1v1, Envy's going to give him a surprise.
All right, let's see. Silence the alarm if the weak side police have been activated.
The ward spots him out.
Impact has not broken the law as of yet. I'll stop doing this. This is Cagel's thing. He does it much better than I do. But I do think the one thing I wanted to call out was that if INTZ can find...
Oh, maybe he's getting arrested.
In the Baron pit, their Shockwave is available and not yet used. Finally, in the last...
Cast the curse.
That's it. Cast the curse. It's not my fault. Do not blame me, North America. INTZ will put pressure on this tower, but look, Team Liquid, they've not backed away. Mid and top under siege.
Yeah, 2 towers under siege here. Redbird is sort of threatening engage. Mikau is around. Mikau actually blew both his summoners, and Tactical has no arrow, so I think Mikau had to flash away from the arrow. He uses the ult to cancel Brox, and Shinny's here as well.
This isn't done yet. Tay keeping the pressure. He's finding a start to back away the inhibitor turret. Destiny has been used by Jensen. Brox is running for his life. The gate follows through. Gold card lands onto Shinny. Tay has not left the bottom lane. I don't know how much damage he's done to that tower, but he will be able to take it out shortly. And that initiation was just to put pressure on the inhibitor. While it didn't get the inhib, huge kudos. INTZ are not done yet.
Yeah, and Envy's... Oh, is he gonna get out here? Okay, just about gets out. And Envy, he invested his TP for 3 flashes on the side of TL. That was huge. Envy's TP isn't that important this game, it's Tay's. Even though Tay had to use it, now they don't have TPs. And you said the weak side police, you said Impact was respecting it all game. He finally gets arrested. He does die.
It's not my fault.
And this is huge for the side of INTZ. The shadow play from Envy, just sort of being behind Tay on the engage, making sure they can do this double solo lane play on Impact. And Impact saw Envy on a ward, but he just didn't respect it enough. He thought he probably backed away. He guessed by probability. Envy thinking he got seen, he probably based, but he does end up dying, and they lost 2 towers in bot, so this game is still on.
And of course, for INTZ, I think they recognize where the threats are. You know, they didn't contest that previous Drake. The Hex flash over the wall. Redbird threatening the engage. Remember that phase rush Alistair has been used multiple times this game. It's only a 2,500 gold lead at 25 minutes, which is not that significant, but INTZ need to have this clean execution be consistent to claw back control.
Yeah, and TL, they lost their flash on their bot lane, so contesting this mid power became a lot harder. If they get flanked, they are going to die. Dragon in 2 minutes. And I want to see Jensen do the same thing Envy just did. Push out the top wave if you can, get Core JJ up there, help you get some vision, push out the top wave, base, run bots, maybe use his Destiny to get involved in bot plays, impacting him, can flash on Tay. And if you do that, you can keep pushing into bot tier 3. And if they respond, you can TP to Nash.
Oh man, okay, so Team Liquid, they have had answers to everything
This is risky.
INTZ has thrown at them. Envy's going to make his way through red, through the red buff pit. But Impact was able to escape. It's waiting to see if any further shenanigans would play out. 1.5 minutes until the next Infernal. Remember, no flash on Tactical. Redbird. He gets the headbutt, the pulverize, the lancer's available. He's dead. He's done. INTZ find their 7th kill. Now Tay has picked the fight with Impact. He's locked inside the baby cage. The Shockwave is still available, and so is Command Protect. Dawning Shadow comes out, flash forward, Shockwave, Shinny gets Impact.
Can they go Baron?
Do they go Baron?
Maybe they can. I mean, Tactical tried to contest midway. We just said it 30 seconds ago. If he walks up, he can get engaged on. And he did. And Tay identified it really well as well. Impact tried to help. He didn't want to TP, he just wanted to collapse. And now, INTZ, they have decent Nash damage. Jensen's pushing in top. Brox has a life. He has no flash, so getting in the pit's hard, but maybe Core JJ can help him out with the Lantern.
All right, there's the Destiny has been used. Where does Jensen go? Make his way to the mid lane. Push the tower. INTZ look like they'll pick up the Baron uncontested. Is this the right call?
This is the right call. You can't contest this Baron. The Destiny spots everyone out. You know there's no way you're going to walk in there. The set has ult. There's just too much to walk into. And they traded for mid tier 2. It's a good identification. It's not the best thing in the world, right, trading Baron for mid tier 2, but it's the best that they could do in the scenario they were put in.
Oh man, look at this now. Tay, he's got the Death Dance completed, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Great engage from Redbird.
Yeah, Tactical's contesting midway, but like we said, Core JJ wasn't in position to Lantern him, and Impact tried to collapse as well. Tay identified it really well, so just 2 big mistakes from TL. Don't contest midway with no flash and Core JJ's on around, and don't try to collapse when you have no vision, and Tay's first to the play.
Cagel, what I love about that is just moments before you were highlighting how risky it was. And while we have got vision and we have the patience to look at it all, INTZ recognized it in-game. I think Redbird has been one of the initiation superstars this game. 106 on Alistair. This phase rush combination has been working. And now with the mid tower secured, 5-6 for ITZ and TL, and it will be the second Drake. Seoul is going to be a long time away for both teams.
It's a long way away. We're talking 10-15 minutes here, depending on who gets the Dragons. So this is big for ITZ. They've clawed the gold back to only a 1k deficit. They got mid-tier 1, so they can push in the waves now, and they have Baron on a Camille, who's 2 items. So Impact might struggle on side lanes. Jensen really needs to use his lead. He's been sort of 3-1-2 for the last 20 minutes almost. Yes. He needs to really get himself involved with Impact, start ulting onto side lanes and helping him out to push into Tay.
Now, with the rapid fire cannon in Jensen's inventory, I think it can unlock some of that additional pressure on the inhibitor turrets.
Yep.
About 10 minutes ago, we were talking about how Baron was going to be so crucial for INTZ to take that down, but I think the empowered autos from that rapid fire can do some work. But similarly, Mikau, rapid fire, Ghost Blade, Mirror Mana, completed, working towards 3 items for multiple members on INTZ. And I think their initiation, their willingness to pick some fights is something TL has to respect.
Yeah, and we talked about INTZ scaling around sort of 10-15 minutes ago. Catch the waves, get your items, you've got the Mirror Mana, you've got the Seraphs, building towards the Rabadons as well. So the longer this game goes on, 5-6 more minutes, INTZ is going to build up these items. They're going to get things like the Rabadons, they're going to get the Stone Plate. Camille's going to build towards things like the GA, so it's going to be really hard for TL. They need to try to make plays over side. Like, look at Tay pushing in top. Maybe they can do something on him.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. Look at the Shinny and Redbird. Flash available for Redbird, doesn't need to rely on that Hex Flash. And if you're watching at home and you are an LEC fan, right now you're an LCS fan. If Team Liquid do not win this game, INTZ will face Mad Lions in a tiebreaker do-or-die game. Let's see what happens as INTZ, they've closed this gold gap. They've got the Baron for another 25 seconds, and it looks like they will put some pressure on the inner turret. The box down from Core JJ. That's a small win, and they will get the tower as well. That's
good
a long-range initiation. They held on to the Hex.
Almost went in there. I was expecting it.
Me too. Me too. Cagel and I are on the edge of our seats, and we cannot get closer to the screen.
This is really good 4-1. They move 3-man top side. They take top tier 2. Now they're moving 4-man bot side, kind of holding hands here. Redbird, he might have to ult.
He does indeed. The Unbreakable Will, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. There's a root catching out Tactical, but they've get the tower. Baron power play gives INTZ the lead, but now Team Liquid fancy and engage. Gigantic sleep. Sitting on the front line is Shinny. He gets a huge shield. Dawning Shadow will force TL away. Destiny hasn't been used yet by Jensen, and the Shockwave is still available. And Tay's going to get tagged by the Swell Seed.
So INTZ, they used their Baron to perfection. They got 2 towers mid. They got a tower top. This game is it's just back. It's an even game now almost. I would favor INTZ even. It's almost like a 500, 600 gold lead. The gold really doesn't matter at 30 minutes in the game at this point, but the items coming across, I mean, Envy's building towards Rabadons. The team fights are so good for INTZ if they stay together, and TL with this 1-3-1 comp, it feels like they have to group to match the siege that INTZ is putting out.
Okay, the game is now evened out. 2 minutes to Infernal, 2 minutes to Baron, and we've seen both teams using their composition to its strengths, right? Grouping, team fighting for INTZ, and now more itemization. For Team Liquid, they need to set up and put pressure on the 1-3-1, but can they hold off the initiation tools that INTZ have to maintain that, arm's length that you need for 1-3-1?
The thing that was keeping TL alive in this game was not only the gold lead, but it was the side lane push that they had. They had so much push over sides. Impact had it, Jensen had it, so contesting mid was so hard. But now at this point in the game, Tay's a level up. He's got such big items. He's got the GA, the Death Stance. He can get the side push. Envy can go side as well and get the push as well. So now Team Liquid don't have much resources to play with based on waves. The gold's even as well, so everything's kind of clawed back to an even game state, and mid-waves is what they kind of need to contest most of the time. You can see Jensen's grouping more.
Oh, look at that engage! Redbird finds Tactical in Core JJ. Multiple teleports in the mid lane, and that's the root in the back. INTZ have peeled away. Insta-flash from Impact. The Hextech Ultimatum is available, but not yet used, and Team Liquid back away. Cagel, you said it's an even game. I think INTZ may just be in the lead.
They have a much better teamfight comp for sure. TL, if they keep getting caught out 1 by 1 like this, Tactical has no flash, Core JJ has no flash. They need to clear this mid wave. I think they should be fine defending this in-hit, but the Dragons in 50 seconds. Oh, the Impact.
It's a good pullback. Impact is fantastic. Shockwave. There's no further follow-up. Dawning Shadow is just on cooldown for Mikau. 45 seconds to Baron. 40 seconds to Infernal, and INTZ stick on the turret.
Good chunks. They might be able to get this mid tower here. They might go for the inhibitors as well. Impact can't TP behind, so they are going to back off. TL is coming out of base with the home guards, but this is anyone's game, Trevor.
I don't care. INTZ win the game. I want tiebreakers. Let's see if they can. Team Liquid definitely do not want to do that. They will face off against either Legacy or Supermassive in a tiebreaker for first if INTZ close this out. 10 seconds to Baron, 10 seconds to Dragon. and ITZ are the ones making the forward move.
Tactical and CoreJJ have no flashes. Broxa might have to flash here as well, and without flashes, you can't walk up against Orianna.
He goes
If he dies, they can get burned.
I think they're going to. That is a dead Broxa caught out of position. INTZ are going for the inhib first.
Yeah, they're going to go for mid inhib. Bot inhib's open as well. They have a top wave, so they could look at 3 inhibs here. Definitely 2 if Tay goes in and pushes the top wave. So mid inhibs goes down, they're going to move up the top side, and then they have 2 choices. Do we want to go for 3 inhibs, or do we want to go for Baron and Dragon? Or do we want to try and end? They have the Camille ult, they have the Orianna ult, Alistar has ult as well. They could try and end this.
Oh my word, are they really going to? Let's find out. The step forward is on. INTZ now start to back away. They've got the supers, they've got control, and they've got objectives to fight for.
Oh, Trevor, this is going to be crazy. TL, 2 inhibs down. They have decent wave clear. The third one's exposed as well. But if they lose Baron, I think that's going to be the nail in the coffin. Tay can just take over the game with the Baron buff. He's so strong in this Camille. They are going to pick up the third Infernal as well. And after they base, I think they're going to go out top side, put the wards. Envy or Tay is going to go towards the bot side, play the 4-1, try to threaten the inhibs. And TL, they need to make a pick. Jensen and Impact, these are the solo laners that need to make plays. 2-0-6
for Redbird. The support for INTZ, he has been able to avoid any punishment. Every time he's gone in, it has been to an advantage for INTZ. That phase rush is working out. The third dragon was just picked up, and INTZ now to deal with the Baron vision, and you can see them pouring resources towards that objective. They've got supers making their way towards the Team Liquid base, and I think if they get some defensive vision, they'll feel empowered and emboldened to go for that objective.
Yeah, INTZ trying to clear out some topside vision here, and that's the problem with TL. They're going to have to face check if they want to contest this Baron, and INTZ have so many tools to stop them. They have the Orianna ball, Tay can engage whenever he wants, Shinny has the ult as well, so contesting this red side vision is going to be really difficult for them. I think they need to kind of push out the waves and then try to contest with the Destiny. I think the Destiny is the key point to this Baron, because then obviously they can spot them out, they won't get caught, but INTZ signing up the Baron here.
Look at
Broxa doesn't have flash.
Yeah, there's not a lot of threat just yet. Broxa finally making his way up. The blast cone is already popped.
Redbird.
Destiny has been used. Redbird throws down the Unbreakable Will. CoreJJ can Death Sentence and Lantern across, decides not to. And the Baron easily secured. Now, is there a follow-up fight? The answer is no. Double super minions in the top lane, single in the mid lane. And INTZ will back, spend their very hard-earned gold, and now look to siege the final inhibitor before the Nexus.
TL, they just don't have answers. They're lacking the flash on tactical. CoreJJ and Broxa. It's so hard when your jungle and AD support don't have the tools to be able to face check. They can't flash away. If they do get caught, they're going to die. So that Baron instantly goes down. They don't really have anything to threaten the steal as well. So INTZ, good identification. Just finish it. Let's get out. We have 2 inhibs. Let's play for bot inhib. Let's kind of herd them in their base and just try to poke them down on the Nexus towers.
Kadriel, how did we get here? Because it felt like Team Liquid had everything. They had control. They had the gold lead. They had the 1-3-1. But somehow they lost control.
Broxa getting caught a couple times. Jensen wasn't using his lead to help Impact get the push or make it like collapse on Tay. It was the other way around. Envy doesn't have a global, but he was the one collapsing on Impact, opening up the game, and Shinny gets hooked, a little bit of chunk, and now you can see they're going 5-man bot. I would like someone to go mid as well to sort of get the waves in, perhaps Tay. But it looks like it's going to be a 5v5 stare down. There's no tower, so if INTZ want to engage this, they can, but Tactical has flash really soon.
Well, listen, the 5v5s have gone the way of INTZ over and over and over. INTZ a win here will set up that tiebreaker with Mad Lions and replicate yesterday. That's it. Tactical's dead. He's down. There's nothing he can do against the Envy Shockwave. There is a reinitiation here from CoreJJ. He's pulled backwards by the showstopper. He manages to help set up the kill into Macau. But now CoreJJ and Impact are trying to do what they can. That's another pullback from Shinny, and Impact will get taken down in a matter of time. The slice, the dice, the Ruthless Predator will not be enough. And take a look at that. INTZ are not yet eliminated. INTZ will take down the undefeated Team Liquid, and INTZ will face Mad Lions for a shot at playoffs.
Trevor, history repeats itself again. It's a tiebreaker for the CBLOL again in Worlds Play-ins, and it's against the LEC.
Unbelievable turnaround. Impact looked shell-shocked. He looked shell-shocked on camera. Team Liquid had such a fantastic response to the early game aggression of INTZ. They set up the mid game with the 4,000 gold lead and a strong 1-3-1, but take nothing away from the CBLOL. The final chance to step up And they did it in style, and they did it following Redbird's engages.
You can argue Liquid made mistakes, but damn did ITZ make plays.
Yes.
They identified how to crack open the 1-3-1. They shut him back down. Tay was unleashed. Envy and Tay, my MVPs, just going around